All right, here we are. It is Umber Rays after dark. It's nighttime here. It is hot in the summer here in Japan. So I am keeping the lights off. I'm trying to save electricity. I'm trying to be a responsible person for the most part. And besides, it doesn't really matter. You can still see me. So yeah, here we are today. We are going to be talking about a new feature being added to the JP side, Guild raids. And I gotta say, first, just let's get this out of the way. Guild raids are just why call it a raid? I mean, most people are tired of raids. Call it anything else just to differentiate it. Challenge, battle, dance off, anything. But yeah, I'm also going to give a shout out before we get started on this video to Kiyoshi Banzai, a member of my guild, on my JP guild, and normally, like, I'm fine doing translations and just making mistakes and having YouTubers be angry at me, because that's always fun. But this one was a pretty big, just blurb about this new piece of content, and yeah, so he did a ton of work in our guild for translating it for everybody, so that's just massive shout outs to this guy. He did fantastic. So yeah, what exactly is this? Well, from what I understand from other people who have played Taiga, because I did not play Taiga almost at all, this is essentially being a system that is pretty close to Taiga's system, or, you know, you've seen this style thing in a lot of other mobile gacha games too. Like, for me, this one really rings true to Princess Connect, where you're essentially working with your clan / guild, kill many different enemies and get more points and score higher and get more rewards and everything like that. And before you ask, if you're wondering about the rewards for this thing, doesn't look as good as something like Princess Connect, which, you know, if you it's a score top 300 and it's like, here, have a couple of multi-pulls for free. That'll be the day. Anyway, getting on with it, let's talk about this. So, quick notes here. You basically are trying to defeat bosses. So like here you can see Ramu, but if we scroll down, there are a variety of different bosses that range from incredibly easy to incredibly difficult or more difficult, essentially higher tier ones for people who want to, you know, the higher difficulty boss you end up clearing and beating, the more you'll be able to earn points and rewards and a ton of other stuff. Taking a look at this, basically, like, if you can beat a boss, you can try again and fight other bosses. If you don't, you're essentially out until reset. So there is a limited number of attacks you can do per turn, but much like Princess Connect, just for reference sake here, there are ways to do test battles before you go in. So essentially, there are ways that you will not be super penalized for not being able to do anything, or just testing stuff out. There is a test mode essentially, and that will be very good for maximizing compositions and figuring out what works and what doesn't, especially for a new piece of content. So yeah, there are multiple different bosses available, and so like different guildmates can end up going after different ones. You can see the Iceberg, the Kraken, Ifrit, Diablos, and Ramu here. So you have different choices about it, and bosses will have different amounts of points. Overkill doesn't matter at all, and based on your the points that you earn, the more points you earn, the better your rewards will be. So it's individually motivated, but also guild-wise motivated. It seems to be that the system will essentially work on kind of a round-based system. I'm trying to remember exactly. Yeah, here it is right here. So as you can see, this picture pretty much describes what you're essentially getting here. If you end up defeating about 5 bosses, I think. This could be changed by the time it gets to global, so take it with a grain of salt. You'll essentially rank up to the next round. Round 10 is the strongest, but it will end up netting you a lot more rewards, so that is going to be good. But, you know, enemies are stronger, so be a bit careful. At the moment, it seems like round 10 will be the highest round. That could change, so keep in mind that. As well, there are going to be a thing called, and I'm going to take this directly from Keo, and not off my notes, which I compared to him. Last attack is given to players who defeat the raid boss, not the one who does the most damage. If 2 guild members attack the same boss at the same time, the one who kills it gets the points and the other gets 0, but doesn't lose their chance to attack. So if 2 people end up attacking the same boss, one of them does more than the other, kills the boss, then the person with the higher score will end up getting credited for that. The other person will just be able to try again on a different one. Continue to attack. If your team defeats a boss, you can use the same team to attack another boss without using up one of your limited attempts. You can also make a new team, but doing so will use up an attempt. So there you go. There's also going to be history and report screens, which will allow you not only to check what's going on in the raid, it will also allow you chances to potentially copy other people's teams and use it. So people who do have difficulty figuring this stuff out, you might be using the history and report screen. You will be able to not only see how your guild is doing and everything like that, and how you're, I think also probably how you're doing within the guild, but you'll be able to see what other people's teams look like and be able to generally copy that. However, it won't, if you do copy it, it won't change sub jobs, it won't change equipment, it won't change anything that you do not have accessible. So you can essentially copy it, but it's not going to just, you need to have the stuff. But yeah, there's different things. There's internal rewards, guild rank rewards, defeat rewards, damage ratio rewards, and last attack rewards. So there's a lot of different stuff going on here, both individually and as a team, and I really like that. This is one of the things I pretty much am, one of the only reasons I'm still playing Princess Connect at the moment, because I like the clan battles. It is fun to work with a group of people against other groups of people, because you're stronger as a team and everything. And yeah, whales and pure whale guilds will do way better than everyone else, but it is fun to have another thing to do that's kind of different, that works on a little bit of different mechanics. But also, why is it called a raid? It's not a raid. It's like a challenge. You just call it Guild Challenge. God, I really hope that that it gets changed in its name before it gets to global, because Guild Raid is just an awful name. All right, so that's basically about that. I'm not going to say too much else about it, because we're just going to wait and see what it looks like when it comes out. Even though the update is Thursday, this will start on the Japanese side as of reset on our Thursday, so starting on the 15th at 5 a.m. and going till July 21st at midnight. So it's not going to be available tomorrow. We're not going to be checking it out on live stream. We'll be checking it out on Thursday and seeing what that looks like. Some other fun facts. Just in case you didn't know, beach units are getting a combined orb, so there it is. You can use this on any of the 3, or maybe future ones. That. We'll figure that one out later. But I did want to just take a quick moment to mention one other thing that I've noticed with the banners, because this could also happen on global. Basically, Kilf or Kilf or Kilfie or however the pronounce it, doesn't matter. She has her own separate banner. Farm has her own separate banner. Both of them have their own 9 steps. Both can be obtained getting 2,000 of the coins. The coins are back and available on the 9 steps if you are so inclined. I really think that the beach units are the only ones that you really need to worry about. These paid step-ups are essentially back again with low cost, for 50 summons, but really just 3 guaranteed URs, and you may not get the unit you want, so tough titties. And other than that, there's also going to be a return of the old units as well, and I think this is probably going to happen for Global, but these two are combined where the other is not. Global might not do that. And you can see here we also got just another banner for these. The thing I noted really interestingly is that there's not a guaranteed one of either of these units on these, so kind of disappointing just that like older units there isn't an easy way to entice people into getting it and getting on the beach side. So actually this is a really easy week. I don't have to do any polls. I don't want any part of this. I'm just going to review it, see how it shapes out the meta, and do some videos on it. But yeah, stretch this video out to 10 minutes. Gonna upload this anyway. And if you're wondering about the global news, here's my global advice for the week. Get the vision card if you have more or want Aerith. There you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.